Hello, welcome back to part 2 of Fluff the Farting Fish. We left off yesterday and I asked you a question. My question was, what songs do you think Elvie was going to teach Fluff to fart? What did you think? Let's find out. The first song Elvie taught Fluff was Bar Bar Black Sheep. And then you can see Elvie shouting, "Have you any wool?" Because that's how that song goes. Then she taught Fluff Yellow Submarine. And there's Fluff, "We all live." And if you don't know that song, look it up, it's a good one. Then she taught Fluff The Sun Has Got His Hat On. And you've got hip hip hooray. One day, Elvie was watching TV and she saw that they were looking for people to come to a talent show. I wonder what TV talent show that is. I know, thought Elvie. I could take Fluff along and get her to sing. So that's what she did. Elvie took Fluff to the TV studios. "I've got a fish that can sing," she told them. "Yes, dear, of course you have," they said, not believing her. "I have," she said. As she was so young, the judges said that they would let her go onto the stage and show the people her fish, but that was all. Just showing, no singing. "Yes, yes, dears," said Elvie. "Of course." She waited and waited while the other contestants and acts went on. Jeff the juggler, who could take out his eyes and juggle them. Wally the worm wiggler, who made it look as if he could feed worms in through one ear and pull them out of the other. TV man, who climbed into his TV and sang the national anthem looking out from inside his TV set. Then it was Elvie's turn. She walked onto the stage with Fluff. She bowed. And then she turned to the fish tank and shouted, "Fluff, sing!" What do we think is going to happen? Everyone laughed. How ridiculous, how silly, how could a fish sing? But then, even as they laughed, they could see the bubbles rising up out of Fluff's bottom. Amazing, incredible Fluff was farting. The sun has got his hat on. The audience held their breath in amazement. And then at the end, they stood up and burst into applause, whooping and whistling for Elvie and her farting fish. They loved them both. Wonder if you know what that's called, when the audience stand up and applaud. Well, you know what's coming, don't you? Fluff went on to win the talent show. Fluff became the most famous fish in the world. Everyone wanted to see and hear Fluff the Farting Fish. Soon, Fluff was being asked to appear at music festivals playing with the top stars. She was asked to sing in operas. She was asked to sing at huge concerts with huge orchestras. Then one day, something so awful, so bad and so sad happened. Elvie and Fluff were doing a show with, yes, a puppy. And you'll remember that Elvie really wanted a puppy. Now, you're not going to believe this, but this puppy was called Fluff. This is what happened. Elvie came to the front of the stage and just shouted, as she always did, to get Fluff ready. "Fluff!" Fluff the fish perked up and got herself ready to blow some bubbles. Then Fluff the dog leaped up too. What do we think is going to happen? He had escaped from his owner's hands and came bounding up to Elvie and Fluff the fish. Before Elvie could notice Fluff the dog, she called out to Fluff the fish, "Sing, Take Me, I'm Yours." Fluff started to blow her bubbles to the tune of Take Me, I'm Yours. And do you know what happened next? What do you think happened next? Fluff the dog heard Take Me, I'm Yours, and so he did. He jumped into the tank, opened his mouth, and in went Fluff the fish. The world's most famous, the world's richest, the world's most successful fish was in a dog's mouth. What could be done? Any second now, Fluff was going to be swallowed and the whole amazing story of Fluff the farting fish would end. There would be no more singing, no more bubbles, no more Fluff. Elvie was horrified. She stood rooted to the spot like a frozen tree. Then a thought flew into her mind. If she just did some kind of puppy training thing, just as she'd done all that time ago when she first got Fluff, her amazing farting fish would be saved. She held out her hand above Fluff, the dog's head, and she shouted, "Fluff, jump!" And Fluff the dog jumped. And as Fluff the dog jumped, Fluff the dog opened his mouth. And as Fluff the dog opened his mouth, what's happening? Fluff the fish jumped out and went flying through the air in a beautiful rainbow shape, landing back in the tank with a big splosh. "Fluff, sit!" shouted Elvie, and Fluff the dog sat down, while Fluff the fish tried yet again to sit down. But as we know, that was one trick she couldn't do. Never mind that though. Fluff the fish had been saved. Amazing, wonderful, incredible, hooray! But when, and it is not going to make you happy to hear this, and it is not going to make you jump for joy to hear this, when Elvie turned to Fluff and shouted, "Fluff, sing Thriller!" What do we think is going to happen? There was nothing. Not a thing. Not a sound. Not a bubble. Not even the smallest, tiniest, weeniest leak of air could make even the smallest, tiniest, weeniest sound. There was nothing. Nothing at all. From that day then till this day now, Fluff has never sung another song, has never blown another bubble, has never farted another fart. Fluff is silent, still and quite quiet. But of course, Elvie still loves Fluff, and Fluff still loves Elvie. They're happy, 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 the girl and Fluff her fish. And I've heard, this may not be absolutely true, it may be a fib, but I did hear it, so I might as well tell you. I heard that Elvie was learning how to do what Fluff did. You know, sing out of her. Do you think she'll do it? Do you think she'll be able to learn how to sing from her bottom? I wonder. I hope you enjoyed Fluff the Farting Fish. Just a nice silly story to start the week. I will be back tomorrow, and tomorrow we are going to be starting the book Dirty Bertie. And there's 3 short stories in this. Let me get to the start. There's one called Mud, one called Cheese, and one called Spooky. So tomorrow we'll be reading Mud, okay?